We are live on Facebook, YouTube, all the other social medias. I am Ryan Dunstan with East Main Street Insurance, your insurance pathfinder. I have, as always, with me the freshly shaved head, Chris Kamara with Cobalt Insurance Agency. And we are bringing you the latest, greatest information that's kind of hitting the market, and we want to make sure that you've got up-to-date information. Don't see anyone in here at the moment. We might get some later on if I see a 1 or a 2 pop up, but you can always post your question on our social medias, and we'll be making sure to answer your questions, because gotta love the homeowners insurance market, right?
There's a lot going on, and it's like late breaking news.
Yeah, I was in a group chat the other day, and someone was saying that they're an agent, and they're like, I'm done with the personal lines. I'm just going to go back to commercial, because there's just so much going on. It's hard to keep on top of.
Absolutely, completely agree with that.
Well, Chris put together some great assembly bills and new things that have been introduced.
Ryan's been pretty busy, and I've been pretty busy, so we're slapping this together. It's not as pretty as we normally do.
Yeah, that's okay.
Said, we have a lot of information. So, and as you can see, this is brand new. Like it's February 12th. I don't know how it's this late in the year already, but a lot of this stuff just recently happened. We'll run through, I think we've got 4 pages, I think, of information.
Okay.
So we'll run into it in order, and I'll read through a few, and then we can switch off and discuss, if that's okay with you, Ryan. So proposed legislation new for 2026. I know we mentioned this before, the AB 1680. There's a lot moving in regards to that. They're saying one of the articles I read recently said it could reduce premiums by like $3,000 total for those in high fire areas.
Really?
And the premise is they're going to get the polluters to pay for, so, the gas companies, the oil companies, to pay for the increased cost due to the change in climate. So that's where it's coming from. There's more. Sorry, I apologize. That was SB 982, the AIR Act. The Make It Fair Act, we'll talk about that one a little bit more, but let me finish this. So that's this second one. I was just going off of memory, not even looking at my bullet points. But yeah, subsidized homeowner premiums. So that's it in a nutshell, and that's moving. And there's been a lot of conversation from what I'm seeing about that. The AB 1680 Make It Fair Act will, and I know there's a lot going around about this and didn't happen, but it's been a few years now where there was a lawsuit to make the California Fair Plan offer pure or true HO coverage versus just dwelling fire coverages. So that includes, liability, water, and theft. And then there's also transparencies and things of that nature. It's really good to point out in this that the California Fair Plan is not a government-run company. It is a separate insurance agency with some quasi-funding mechanisms. It is the carrier of last resort, but it is still not a state-run insurance company.
Right.
And then this one came in 2 days ago, AB 1795, Smoke Damage Recovery Act. And I know the DOI has sued carriers recently, like in the last 12 months, in regards to smoke damage, right? I think the Fair Plan was one of them. So this is a new, just introduced 2 days ago. So this is fresh. But it's establishing standardized science-based testing for wildfire smoke contamination. I mean, if you've gotten anything in the smoke or damaged and tried to clean it out, it's almost impossible to get it clean. So kind of makes sense to me. I don't know enough about it. It's only 2 days old, but that is something else that's moving.
Yeah, but there's going to be a whole task force. There's going to be a whole task force behind it. And
what this reads to me is there's finally political movement in regards to us being in the worst insurance market in over 33 years, and efforts being made, whether right or wrong, to offer relief for everybody because it's not sustainable in the way that rates have continuously gone up. So those were the 3 proposed, and then I'll roll down to proposed consumer protections. I'll let you take those.
Oh, well, hold on. While you're looking at that, I quickly went to a timeline, and it actually has it broken down by when the Fair Plan enforcement has. Oh wait, what do I?
Can you blow it up at all?
That's what I'm.
Awesome.
So since 2017,
yeah,
is whenever they've started this problem. I mean, this was before obviously the campfire,
mm-hmm.
and it got more looked at between the campfire and the Caldor fire.
Look at May 2024's ruling from the California SCOTUS.
Yeah. So it's just crazy of how long that the smoke damage claim and how long that it's kind of been under fruition of happening.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, so that's me. That's just what I was wanted to show you because you brought it. You were just talking about it.
No, it's good stuff. And again, this is only 2 days old. So AB 1795 came out on February 10th.
Yeah.
Good to move on now?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is proposed consumer protections this year. A bunch of SB 876, 877, 878 disaster claims package. And that was last month. And then, this one, AB 1559, I hadn't heard anything about it and just learned about it today. So introduced last month, about a month ago, and it's proposed, not an actual bill that's passed yet, but it requires insurers to notify homeowners before using drones or satellites for inspections and bans policy cancellations based on images older than 180 days.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, as an agent, I use satellite images every day because I don't go out to properties, and I really rely on that. And, some of these carriers, they have amazing images, way better than Google. And there's different timestamps and time lapse you can see. It's very impressive. But this makes it more transparent to, hopefully refute that shadow on a roof that's only one angle and not very clear. I think this gives some teeth to consumers to dispute what they're getting canceled for or supposedly getting canceled for.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with a guy the other day who was a part of an assessment program and basically a business. I think he's trying to do some assessments. And he was asking about the transparency between what us agency, what carriers provide, what third-party reports pull up to implement into the rating basis. And I was just thinking, why isn't there some sort of motor vehicle report or something that follows either yourself or your home? So anytime that there is an update or anytime that there is some sort of infraction or claim or something, it just stays on that, going for all time, essentially.
I don't understand. Like Clue?
So Clue is claims based. So if you replace your roof, if you update your siding, if you are do any of your wildfire hardening mitigation, make it so that way it's transparent to all carriers and it follows it, because houses sell, right? I've been in my house for 6 years. I don't really know what the prior person did however long, or if they
and a lot of those are permitted, right? So if they're permitted, you can see them through some. It's all starting at the county level, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So I mean, other than at county level, just something a report that shows what's been updated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would
because I know when I bought my home in 2017 that I ran a report and I know the water heater was replaced before I bought it, right? Mm-hmm. So there's stuff. And even when I replaced my HVAC last year, there was a permit pulled for that. So that kind of data is super helpful for the client to know their home system, for the agent to be able to quote properly, and the insurance company to rate the risk properly. So that'd be super cool if there was some type of standardized system for that, right?
And I see someone hopped on your Facebook. If you're watching us and you have a question, we're just kind of filler information right now, but if you have a question about homeowners insurance, you don't understand something with your carrier or being non-renewed, please feel free to ask us in the chat. We'll get that to you. We just are, putting content out and letting people know about updated stuff, but we also want to field your questions. So just wanted to put that on there. We should probably put a banner down on the bottom that says.
We did that before, right? I know we did it. I don't remember how we did it.
It was something in the caption, I think.
Yeah, somewhere
in time.
We'll figure it out for next time.
Yeah, we'll get it fixed. But yeah, keep going. That was that's really good. I see that helping us as agents because we do rely on that so heavily.
Oh yeah, that would be an amazing tool for everybody. It's benefit to everybody.
Right.
Imagine as a homeowner or when you're shopping and you could see that, the windows were replaced X and the plumbing was replaced, or when the HVAC was replaced, that would be super cool. I know I had a client that had to replace a roof. They had to pull permits for that. But if you don't have that information, it's in an essential repository. It's harder to get to.
Well, and another thing too, there are a lot of capable people like owner builders or contractors, and they don't pull permits; they just do it. Which it's like that'd be nice to know that it was done.
Sure, absolutely. So moving on, I'll move down to active laws. So effective January 26, we know about SB 495. We've talked about that in a prior podcast, and AB 888, Safe Homes Act. And although that was passed, I don't think there's any funding yet. There hasn't been any movement in actually having some type of financial mechanism to
where do you go and apply for the grant?
Yeah, there's nothing new that I've seen,
which is weird because I think I just saw this that the governor was going to be sending out $100,000 to help with homeowners relief for Palisades information. Like if you file a claim and you were out still some money, you're going to be able to apply for up to $100,000 for some sort of relief. Sounds like it looks like you're looking at it right now or looking into it.
I'm trying to find if anything happened. It says the launch date for the portal is expected around March of this year. So
this is for 888?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be administered by the California Department of Insurance, and it will be likely submitted through the California Department of Insurance website. So that's cool. We'll get more next month, hopefully.
Okay.
And it's got to be a property in a zip code that overlaps with a high or very high severity hazard. That's weird. It says it twice, but severity zone as mapped by CAL FIRE. And then, oh wow, this is interesting. So that plan, that whatever program, it's got to be covered by an admitted insurer or the California Fair Plan, so no E&S.
Okay.
That's interesting. Moving on. This is totally different. So these are bills or proposed bills or laws that we know about, and they're coming quick. They're coming fast. Okay. All of this stuff is this year, either effective January 1st, introduced in January, or introduced in February. I had one more piece that I wanted to go over, and I didn't prep you for it. But before we get there, did you have any topics you want to discuss?
I know that I've seen a lot more people asking about the discounts being applied, so I definitely wanted to bring that up and say that you can now granularly apply for your discounts, and all you need to do is you do have to wait until the renewal comes up for your California Fair Plan policy. Mm-hmm. But I guess I just wanted to reiterate that. I've had a lot more clients coming in and asking about applying for the discounts and what you got to do. So that's been kind of coming across my desk. Some wildfire prepared information has kind of been coming across my desk. I did a meeting about that. That's it right now. I mean, just quoting a lot of E&S still.
A lot, yeah. I'm trying to find I had this, I don't have it very quickly in front of me, but there's the form I was trying to find that can be filled out for the granular discounts. I think we went over it before, but I don't have it readily available. Do you?
I always do. Yes. Where can I go though? I know it's
Well, while you search for that, we'll come back to that topic. So what was on my mind, we were in a chat with a number of different agents, and I literally had done 2 quotes this morning. I wanted to go over condo insurance.
Okay.
Because I've
I have it up more. If you
go ahead. Done. You want to share that first? We'll do that first.
Sure. So yeah, this is the dwelling fire application for applying for discounts. Everything is granular. So before it was on a tiered basis. So now you just need to answer yes or no for both the immediate surroundings, the structure discount, same with the community discount. This Board of Forestry fire reduction community is separate than a Firewise community. So take that into consideration. There's only a few around our area that I work in. Because I think there's a few around you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure that that is notarized. And then you would basically just sign this, date it, give it to your agent, and then they would go through the application and do an endorsement.
And it's pretty easy. I mean, I've done a few. Hasn't been a very difficult thing to submit for those endorsements.
Nope. And then an inspection is supposed to happen after the fact.
Have you had any of those done yet?
I have had a few and still waiting on the inspection to be completed. But I think a lot of times too, they're actually looking at the inspection that's been updated from the prior year. So it's probably good to also submit photos with this if you recently are now applying for it and you've been in the home for several years.
So I'm getting clients that they're getting inspections and they're getting a notice of surcharge and drop of coverage. And they've provided photos and we get it over to the fair plan and they rescind those. It's been been pretty good of a process. I gotta say, it's been like 4 of them I think we've done. But yeah, it's been pretty good. It's worked. So I think they're definitely working through that and the discounts too.
Yeah, I would say that Fair Plan has had some very minor changes. Like I'm now starting to see clients get a cancellation notification literally like the 20 days before it's canceling. I mean, how cool is that? Canceling for non-pay instead of no notification at all. What else have I seen? Kind of just is small. Maybe some endorsements being processed, but
I think the system seems to be working pretty smoothly too from the agent perspective.
Yeah,
I'm not having as many issues getting things accomplished with their system. So I think they've worked out a lot of bugs from when they first started with their system.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to segue into
condos, right?
Condo insurance. And I want to explain, and this is just a very, very, very quick and high level overview of why a number of carriers are not writing condo insurance, or what we call HO6 coverage or walls out coverage. And these policies are for connected homes, condos, PUDs, or planned unit developments. And they cover walls in, meaning everything from the studs inwards. So it's going to be the drywall, the flooring, the fixtures, all that is going to be what that dwelling coverage is, or coverage A.
Right.
And then outside, walls out, so your exterior siding, your roofing, etc., that's going to be covered by the homeowners association policy, and that's what you pay a part of your HOA for. Or your part of the premium you're paying your HOA, that's what that's for, is the insurance.
Right.
And one of the main reasons I've been told, and I did check this, I Googled it, but carriers, insure against unforeseeable accidents, not inevitable wear and tear. And a lot of these HOAs, oops, I'm so sorry. Let me close this. A lot of these HOAs, even like I had a condo before I purchased my home, and you could see the financials and see that, there's only so much money coming in, and it's got to pay for the maintenance of the buildings and properties, the roofs, the railings, the balconies, the stairwells, etc. And a lot of them were running into a place where they didn't have enough money to do that. So they started fixing things on a schedule and either pushed out that maintenance or increased the length of time in which they were doing maintenance. And what would happen is there would be these things called assessments, and it's probably going to be down here a little lower, but it really was that the homeowners associations were using insurance as a deferred maintenance, and they were telling the homeowners themselves that, you're going to get an assessment to pay for this because we don't have enough money. So that's why in a very high level, why carriers aren't writing condo. It's very limited. I think we have more options for homeowners in high fire than we do have for condo.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy.
So, but yeah, does that explain it? I think I'm rambling a little bit, but the why is because it's being used in the wrong way. The insurance was being used in the wrong way. I don't remember what this was. Sorry, but yeah, this is exactly what I went over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the hard one here, and this is where I'm writing stuff a lot. Is this for the carrier I have, the admitted carrier I have for condos? They max out at the loss assessment at 25,000. So that's pretty good for most. I know others that only go up to 5,000.
5,000, yeah.
So that's a big deal, because if every single roof in your complex needs to be replaced and you get all the assessment, a lot of people aren't going to be able to afford that assessment. So they're going to try and file it on their insurance. And that's actually right here. See? And then this is the carrier's reaction. So this is what it is. They're shifting risk to the homeowners association, and the individual policies are having to pay out.
I wonder who would you say would be like the largest HO6 writer? I mean, other than I guess all the admitted ones like Farmers and State Farm and whatnot, like were there any others that were huge that just had pulled off, and now that's why they were never really selling HO6s before?
I don't know. Most of my admitted carriers were all writing HO6, and then one by one they just started stopping, right?
Yeah, like the Travelers, Safecos, everyone like that.
Yeah, I think
I've been seeing way more Safecos actually this year. I don't know if they're changing in some modeling or what, but have
you seen pricing on that, or has it been the same?
No, it's just that they're just not renewing.
Oh, I thought you said they were writing.
No, I just feel like this year I've seen more Safeco cancellations than normal. So I don't know. A lot of them had gotten and taken rate and are waiting until they actually cancel. So,
yeah, we get a lot of that where the preferreds are getting off of condos. We have two, one admitted and one non-admitted, and that's it.
That's it.
That was my surprise.
Anything else
what I wanted to go over. So looks like you've got a watcher on your Facebook.
Yeah, I found the chat. If you are welcome to the stream, if you have any questions, home insurance questions, I think between the two of us, we can answer it or point you in the right direction. I've been doing insurance I'm coming up on 10 years now. I'm actually doing my CE today. Chris, you've been in the industry for what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
So I started the Scratch Agency. We've been 4 years in business now, and I think I started in like 2018. So
Okay.
8 years.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, went from the good times straight into the bad times, and it's only gotten progressively worse. So
yeah. Yep. And the reason why I put this together is, me and Chris have been selling quite a few homeowners insurance policies as of late. And there's so much teaching, I think, that goes on. I feel like every day I talk to someone who is now starting to get either purchase a home or they got canceled, and now they need to have this conversation of what does the insurance market look like. So we brought that's, I think, where Home Insurance Podcast was birthed.
yeah, it was, I think it was exactly what you said. There was so many people with questions, and we wanted to be able to give an outlet to that so that people can ask their questions. And it's just hard to get a hold of an agent. Like, you're busy, I'm busy, and we carve out time for this to be available to people.
Yeah.
We got 2 minutes
come
left.
across your desk this week that you were like, oh, in the last 2 minutes that we got here, you got anything that you wanted to bring up or something that's come up?
The sustainable insurance strategy is moving along. I'm hoping that we see some good progress from that, because that's been, that's been a big thing that people talk about, and we don't know what that plays out to be, but I'm hoping that's something good. So
yeah, I was going to look back at that one carrier that sends us some updates, and they let us know of filings. And then I was going to try and go into those filings, because when you look at the filings, then you can see how they're incorporating the sustainable insurance strategy and the Firewise discounts, fire hardening discounts into their policy form.
Have you seen any real material discounts for that, or
material?
No? Yeah, like instead of $1 or $2.
I would say nothing material, nothing that you should do. But again, unfortunately, insurance is kind of the long game. So if you want to be able to come back into the market and be ready to be onboarded by some of these carriers, they want to see some forward thinking and forward looking clients that are protecting their home and making it so that way it's resilient.
Well, cool. We're at 2:30 and I have another appointment. So
all right,
we'll end it here and talk next week.
Yep. We'll